Coming up on Mountain News this morning, the House has voted to release all files related to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. And the Trump administration has another idea to make housing more affordable. We'll tell you why that is. Welcome to Mountain News this morning. I'm Neely Green here with you on this Wednesday, November 19th. The time is now 4:59. And let's check in with meteorologist Megan Desmond for a look at your forecast this morning. Megan, it was a little sprinkly this morning. It was kind of raining when I left, so can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, we definitely saw a lot of rain overnight. Some folks are still dealing with some sprinkles here and there, but the main impact as you're starting your day will now be the fog. Here's a look at that current visibility as you're heading out the door. Dense patchy fog, especially for our northern counties. Looking at 0-mile visibility in portions of Jackson, Pikeville, Logan, and Moorhead. So be careful as you are starting off your day. In terms of those sprinkles, right now we're just seeing a little bit left hanging on to our Virginia counties, but it's on its way out. It's a much calmer day ahead. That trend continues into Thursday before storm chances return on Friday. Here's a look at temperatures this morning as you're beginning your day. 50s for most folks, looking at 40s for our more northern counties. Neely.
Megan, thank you. An update to a traffic alert near Corbin. This will help your morning commute. Lanes are back open after a semi overturned on I-75. The Williamsburg Fire Department had to detour northbound traffic at exit 15 onto US 25 to get people around the crash. That lasted throughout the night. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet shared on social media all lanes have now reopened. The House of Representatives passed a plan that would force the Department of Justice to release all documents related to Jeffrey Epstein. President Donald Trump reversed course this week and urged lawmakers to pass the bill. WYMT's Washington correspondent Brendan Cullerton breaks down the situation from Capitol Hill.
The House voted overwhelmingly to pass the Epstein Files Transparency Act 427 to 1. After a months-long political battle, the bill now moves to the Senate. After a legislative maneuver forced House Speaker Mike Johnson to hold a vote on releasing the Epstein files, the Louisiana Republican called Democrats deceitful.
They're using that as a political weapon to try to distract from their failures as a party and to try their best to try to tie President Trump somehow into this wretched scandal.
President Trump asked Republicans to vote no on the bill for months, but recently said he would sign it if it arrives on his desk.
I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. I threw him out of my club many years ago because I thought he was a sick pervert.
Outside of Louisiana Republican Clay Higgins, not a single representative voted against releasing the files, including Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, who has publicly feuded with the president on the issue.
Doing something that is much needed in America, crossing the political aisle that has become bigger than the Grand Canyon in America.
Fellow Republican Thomas Massie says the victims deserve justice.
There is hope here. We fought the president, the attorney general, the FBI director, the Speaker of the House, and the vice president to get this win.
The bill advances to the Senate. Majority Leader John Thune says he wants to vote quickly on the measure. If it passes the upper chamber, it would move to the president's desk. In Washington, I'm Brendan Cullerton.
Moments after this story came in, the Senate held a voice vote for a unanimous consent to pass this bill forward. We'll have more on this coming up on Mountain News this morning at 6. Congressman Hal Rogers voted to release the files, saying in part, quote, "We all want to see justice for the victims of this horrific sex trafficking ring involving minors." Washington on Democrats failed to release the Epstein files under the Biden administration for 4 years. But I'm grateful that we are moving forward in a bipartisan manner. That exchange between President Donald Trump and a female reporter on Air Force One gained traction online yesterday. After a question about Jeffrey Epstein and an attempt at a follow-up, the president pointed a finger at the reporter and said, quote, "Quiet piggy," before moving on. U.S. intelligence believes Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman ordered the murder of Washington Post journalist, but President Trump does not. The president welcomed the Crown Prince to the White House yesterday and angrily defended him when a reporter asked about the murder.
Who are you with?
I'm with ABC News, sir.
You're with who?
ABC News, sir.
Fake news. ABC fake news. One of the worst in the business. A lot of people didn't like that gentleman that you're talking about. Whether you like him or didn't like him, things happen. But he knew nothing about it, and we can leave it at that. You don't have to embarrass our guest by asking a question like that.
During a black tie dinner last night at the White House, President Trump announced the U.S. is formally designating Saudi Arabia as a major non-NATO ally. The Trump administration has another idea to make housing more affordable, to let homeowners take their mortgage rate with them when they move. Mortgage agreements are clear contracts tied to a specific property with the home's address listed as collateral. Transferring that loan to a new house would mean effectively rewriting the contract. One key question: will banks go along with this? Congress might have to pass new laws.
If you have someone who has an extremely low rate and the high 2s, low 3s on a home that they currently own, they may not want to move to another home because they're going to go from those low rates to current market rates, which are significantly higher. If people are upgrading their homes, how are they going to bridge that gap for the equity for the down payment?
A portable mortgage could provide more flexibility to move a new home, but it could also free up supply for future home buyers. The Trump administration says it wants to harness the power of artificial intelligence to lighten the load for caregivers. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. announced the Caregiver AI Challenge. The nationwide contest will award up to $2 million in prizes for creating the next generation of AI tools to empower caregivers. That's about 63 million Americans, according to AARP.
AI can transform caregiving by delivering on-demand support, predicting health risks before they happen, monitoring well-being, and automating paperwork so that caregivers can focus on what matters most, the care and compassion of the people whom they seek to help.
Secretary Kennedy noted many caregivers often sacrifice their own well-being at the expense of helping others. He also expressed gratitude to the unsung heroes who looked after his late mother and other relatives when they could no longer care for themselves. An outage at software company Cloudflare impacted parts of the internet on Tuesday. Thousands of websites rely on Cloudflare to secure and manage their internet traffic. In a morning update, the company said it was investigating and working to address the global outage. A short time later, Cloudflare said its disruptions started easing, but it was still investigating the problem. X in the online game League of Legends, Spotify, Amazon, and OpenAI appear to have been among the websites impacted by the outage. Health officials say a second severe flu season could be upon us this year. They say it's because of lagging vaccinations and a new mutated strain. The strain is called subclade K and is behind early stages in the UK, Canada, and Japan. Last winter, the United States had the largest number of flu hospitalizations in about 15 years, and 280 children died. Well, thanks for getting your day started with us here on Mountain News this morning, using artificial intelligence to make a real connection and how new technology is helping in the age-old quest for love. We'll have those details.
When you see